And joining me now with more on her story is Sandy Sabloff. So Sandy, why do you think you were suddenly refused this organ?
Okay, I would like to make it very clear that there was no evidence of undue influence. The donor was fully informed of his rights and understood them perfectly. The hospital had cleared him of any allegations of undue influence. He went through all the medical tests, he went through all the psychiatric tests, and these were the experts in the hospital, the staff, who put them through that. This is what they do every single day, and deemed him the perfect candidate, actually. Once a letter came in from his stepfather indicating, oh no, my son can't make his own decisions, and so on. I mean, he's only 22, going to be 23, and we have to make those decisions for him. But that was a bunch of nonsense because, number one, he has lived at home for 4 years. So once that letter came in, I believe the board was not too happy with that, got a little scared, sent him to a forensic psychiatrist. The forensic psychiatrist cleared him as well. So that is not the reason. Now, there are several reasons not to have a transplant. One, medically and psychiatrically, and undue influence, and money traded. None of those were present. So was it ethical that they canceled this operation when all 4 criteria were met?
There was some concerns, though, that he belonged to a controversial religious group, and that that as a member of this group, he wasn't truly able to make that free choice on his own.
So are you telling me that 2 psychiatrists and a social worker can't do the job of understanding whether he is or isn't under undue influence when they do this every single day of your life? Do you? Do I?
What do you think, though, of the concerns that his parents raised?
His parents are parents, and they're going to have those concerns, and I understand them. However, if their son enlisted into the Army, and I guess he could do that at 20, and he were sent overseas, he would be fighting or being killed. He would kill or be killed, and this would be under the mandate of, it would be fine. I mean, he'd come home a hero.
So I understand you spoke to him, and he told you what the hospital told him for the reason that he would not be allowed to donate his organ to you. What did he tell you?
Exactly the same thing.
That?
He told me that undue influence was no longer an issue, despite the letters that were sent, that they were not concerned about that, and that the reason for stopping the whole operation was excessive publicity, which has a value attached to it. There was no publicity. Did you hear about it before? I didn't hear about it before. The issue was that there was this ABC documentary that they knew about that was being done in Australia way before they came over to Canada. And this documentary was on the Jesus Christians. And they wanted to elongate it by putting in the transplant. The hospital agreed to that. The hospital staff, and I spoke to doctors as well and asked whether we can do this, and they all told me, no problem. This is what we do all the time. Sign the releases, and we'll do it once the operation's approved.
So what are you going to do now?
I don't know. I don't know if the hospital is prepared to do anything, because as far as I'm concerned, they've taken away a very good donor, an excellent donor who is still prepared to give. They've taken away and pulled the rug from under my feet, basically. So I have a very big uphill battle to climb right now.
Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
And remember, we'd like to hear from you. Let us know about what you think about the story, the news of the day, or anything you see on our show. Our address is CBC News Morning at cbc.ca.